Well, I am sick and tired of all these ignorant people, black as white, because like every single white, I always put into two quote, that pretend to be superior or whatever it is just an ignorant. And every single black that look up to white people is an ignorant too. So I will give you like a small lesson of why all white people and black people are from the same mothers and why they create the division or the race and why they transform it to racism and why they are being racist. So stay tuned all the way to the end of the video and you will see what's up. So first of all, we will start with a geographic video. So I don't want nobody to fucking talk about my accent. So I don't care about it. Just try your best to listen and you will understand what I'm saying, because I'm trying to go slow for you to be able to get it. So the first thing I will show you guys is a little geography lesson. It's called the tectonic plates. For those who did not went to school or did not have the chance to learn it, you have to go look it up on Google or whatever it is. So the tectonic plates is nothing but, well, like I was saying, the tectonic plate is a theory that stipulates that all the continent, Africa, Europe, Australia, Asia, was forming a block back in the day before they start moving apart. So as you can see here, take it for granted, our world has always looked like that and probably always will. That's not true. About 250 million years ago, our planet was made up of just one huge ocean called Panthalassa and one gigantic supercontinent called the Pangaea. Weird, right? But that's the truth though. So ask yourself this. Question. If we had one block, one continent, where the hell do white people come from? Where the hell do black people come from? If we were all living in a single block, that means we were all living together. That means we were coming off from the same mothers. But guess what? Something crazy happened. There was a genetic disease, which is this disease or this epidemic was hereditary. So it was transmitted from fathers and mothers to sons. And that disease was just the lack of melanin in the body. So, and they realized that missing the melanin was something crazy that makes them look different from others. And the symptom of that disease was clear and are still the same today. They were making them become more weak, less smart, and some other stuff, like you see even their dick was becoming smaller. Women were not able to have like breasts and ass and stuff. Like there was some crazy symptom. They are all the same today. They haven't changed. So they realized that being sick will get them or keep them last in the society. So what do? That's what white people, they anticipate a lot and they plan everything they're doing, which is something really good. I appreciate it and give it to them. So they decide, okay, well, let's decide to come together as we are all affected by that disease and try to take a step further, try to be dominant, even though we have some weaknesses, to others. So they will be looking up to us. So that's exactly what happened, and that's exactly how they create the races, because they create the race and be like, we are different than you guys and we are superior than you. So it was not going to be enough for them just to say. They had something to rely on. They had something to prove it. So they start planning on how to conquer the world in any way and at any cost possible. So every opportunity they had for them was an opportunity to dominate others, to prove that they are better. So like I was saying, they were trying to conquer the world. And guess what? The problem was everything was in Africa. Everything was in Egypt. Because before all those countries started, like continents started moving apart, everything was in Egypt. The scripture, like reading, mathematics are coming from there. They studied from there. Even the Christianity is coming from there. You guys need to look it up. Osiris. Jesus Christ has never existed. They told the story of Osiris and they transform it to make it politically correct to fit what they were trying to achieve, dominate others. That was their goal. So everything they needed to do, or any price it might have cost them, they was just, and they are still fighting for it. That's why I'm ashamed to see black people being Christian, because they don't even get it. That Jesus has never existed. Osiris had, and they just stole his story, because back in the day they were polytheists. So that means they were having like different gods. So what they did is they add up all those gods' power and create a fictional personage in Jesus Christ to represent all that. That makes him powerful, right? That makes him the more powerful man in the world, like that could have ever existed. And they sell it to you real quick. And they created that Berber shit and put a lot of crazy stuff in it for you guys to surrender and believe everything they're saying, telling you that that's the God's word or words of growth or whatever it is. So that's what they did for that one. For mathematics, knowledge, school, science, and everything, they stole it and they burned the library in Alexandria. Go make your research, guys. Go look it up, and you understand where all this shit is coming from. So they stole it. They burned the proof that we had it, and that makes them the only owner of having it. That's why they be like, we created. No, Pythagoras and all those scientists, they learned in Egypt back in the day. They did not create shit. They just copy some stuff. They just plagiarism. That's plagiarism. They just cheating. They just stole it and then they just start doing their stuff. That's why every time I see a white guy be like, oh, you black guys should be creating your own stuff, I just laugh, because even what you pretend to have created is based on something that you stole. But still, that doesn't mean that because we had it back in the day, we are not expected to work anymore to get it back. We should. That's why sometimes when they say it, I give them that. They created, let's say, Facebook, for example. Why are we waiting, or what are we waiting on to create our social network? We are so divided, and I think that if we had like a social network to gather, to come all together, it would be easier for us to think about something and act and have some achievement, have some project, some planification or some stuff. So they create those races, and the races, and as soon as Christopher Columbus discovered America, they found a new way of establishing themselves. So they found a new land that they stole, like they always do. They killed all the indigenous that were living in America to establish that that's theirs. They always come ask you, don't give them the key, you take it by force and pretend that that's theirs. That's why every time I see people in America pretending that it's a white country, I'm just laughing, because that's some random bullshit. If you believe it, you're stupid. And if you black, you live in America, and you say America is white people country, you're stupid, and you are as ignorant as them, because you did not choose to be there. You just went there. They brought you there, and you deserve at least, at much, even more than old white people to be there because your ancestors have been working for that. Be careful. So they went in Africa. They were weak. They're sick. They're not able to do anything. They're sick, so they cannot even work. So they went to Africa, take people by force, enslave them, kill them, rape them, take them by force to America to have them work in the plantation, to work for free. That's how they became rich. If you have some people working for you and you never pay them, of course you will become rich because you don't pay nobody. It still continue because every time you work, guess what? You work to pay for houses that you never own and for food, just like the slave. They were working the plantation. They were forced to work every day in the plantation to have a place to stay at and to have some food to eat. So basically, we're still going through the same shit. They just changed the way it looks like. They replaced the chain and the whip with the debt and the concept that you don't owe nothing and you have to work your ass hard every single fucking day to be able to have a life. So this is basically what happened before or why they create races. So the next video I will be talking about racism. And racism is just a part or a continuity of the fact that they create races, because they all link together. It's just like a process that they're moving forward with. So stay tuned. Check my next video on racism. What is racism? Who are racist? And why we should not even, and the reason why we shouldn't even give a fuck about those racists. So stay tuned. I don't give a fuck.